Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. Well, I was in the bed trying to get some sleep and it just wasn't coming. So, the reason I couldn't sleep is because I was thinking about you. I was thinking about those of you who couldn't sleep that good tonight yourselves. I was thinking about those of you who are hoping for something. And so, here I am, hoping as well that maybe I can say something here that will help. As you know, the major things that's happening in the country today against you who are suffering is that it is not by happenstance, but rather by design. And those people who benefit and glory in your suffering are trying to take it even deeper by trying to separate themselves and the systems of this government away, and should I say further away from you. In fact, put you in a situation where you have no real voice in the government situation. And that whatever happens to you, you should consider it a blessing. I guess similar to the way people feel when Mexicans who supposedly are going through much more struggles than people here will come across the border and work for whoever the owners are for pennies and be glad because those pennies add up. And so I guess what they're saying to all people of color, even in this country, regardless of what the law states and regardless of anything, that you must act accordingly as those who are treated as third-class citizens. And at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, while this is taking place, there are people within these organizations of men who are being persecuted, people who are being persecuted, who are taking actions against this evilness. I mean, Dr. Barber, I just mentioned him because he is a high-profile figure out there that is basically unknown, like Al Sharpton and others. And they are doing what they have been given to do. And all of these things are necessary. All of them are absolutely essential as far as taking the necessary action that will bring about what we all seek. And what we all seek is change. We seek change. We can address what cops are doing, how they are violating the law. We can address what the institutions of government are doing. And as far as that's denial, the righteousness of its service to people of color. We can talk about all that kind of stuff and deal with it. But bottom line is this, ladies and gentlemen. Each of us know who are treated as second-class citizens, that there is no human being on this earth that's any better than we are. Yet there are those who think that they are. For instance, you got the king and the queen. What do you think that represents? The prince, the princess, what do you think that represents to the nation? That puts something over the nation that there are people superior to you. They didn't tell you the crookedness of these people in superior positions. They just told you what they wanted us to hear and holding it before us to make you and all of us think that there's somebody above us. Well, while every effort being made to bring about the necessary righteousness of this movement. I heard Barbara talk about the things that Dr. King was talking about. I heard him talk about what the law, the Constitution, guarantees to the people of this nation. Well, all of that to me is good, but it's not the ultimate. The ultimate, my friends, is the fact that every human being on this earth came from the same power, got the same breath of life in them as anyone. And I don't care who say, now this is just me talking, that they are superior to you. The power of love says that they're not. And when I talk about the power of love, I mean the power of love does not allow you to submit yourselves to oppression. The power of love does not allow you to submit. Now, what do I mean by submit? I mean, when someone forces you to do something, that means you can't do anything about it. But as long as you can do something about it, you should. That means they are not forcing you. You're standing up like the person you were created to be, to stand up. Now, there should be no oppression of any people on the face of the earth, let alone here in America. But it is. And they've done it for over 400 years. And then they're sitting back today talking about normalcy. Let's try to see if we can get some things back on level. Nobody's concerned about that anymore. No. That means another 400 years of hell. No, I tell you what, I listen to a lot of women of the movement, and they seem to be right on their ball. They are saying the same black thing. They don't even talk about God as far as I know. They don't use that in their conversation. But I do. And what I have been saying, I see it coming out of their mouths. So I know that the table is turning. I know that it's time for the change is here. And I'm taking it as they are to the people. This is directly to the people. If you can understand me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking directly. I speak the language. I'm not speaking as the intelligentsia would reach out and say, oh, he's one of us. No, I'm speaking the common language of the guy on the street who might be standing out there because he doesn't have a job, standing out there with his other peers with his pants down, drinking beer, dreaming and hoping that something happens to make life better for them. They might even be hoping that God touches the church and the church be able to stand up and make a move. All of that. But what it really is going to require, ladies and gentlemen, is all of those movements. But more than that, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say as much as that, it's going to require you, the general public, those of you who don't really find yourselves involved in government beyond voting. You know the problems. You feel the pain every day. You are quite familiar with it. And in fact, you might be jealous of some who are better than you and feel that you are superior to those who might be a little worse than you. But that is nothing but a revolution of the Satan moving through the spirit of the minds of people. And what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is say every man that we see hurting is us. Why? Because if that man doesn't get fixed pretty quick, that might just be us. Not only that, I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you this. The reason that I talk to you about God is because God revealed the power of God to me specifically in such a way that I have no doubt. Now, I don't know what God is going to do. I know what God can do, anything God wants to do. But what is he going to do? I have no idea. But what I know God wants you to know, because he gave the message to me, is that you can have heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. Starting with every last one of you having a job. When I say a job, I'm not talking about the kind of stuff you're familiar with. I'm talking about a career. What is a career? You know, when you feel satisfied and you know you got longevity there, you feel that you're going to be there, tenure and stuff. You call it a career. You don't want to call it a job. Not only that, you enjoy what you're doing. Now, this is to be specifically a job that you get your greatest joy from. Every last one of you who will be workers out there, and that will be basically everybody that benefits from the system. And that's everybody. At one time or another, you will be having that opportunity to engage yourself and be a star, because the world needs you. All of the people of this nation needs you and what you bring to this pot. And having done that, ladies and gentlemen, having done that, out of that, by you just engaging yourself within the process of the resources that have been given to us by power, they're not new. They're the ones that we've been using all the time under the wrong title, under the wrong system of democracy, system of capitalism, system of this and that, rather than the system of God serving God's people through God's people. And we're taking these resources. What we're doing, we're multiplying the resources, the goods and services that are being made manifest, so that not one citizen, not one person in this country will be ever have a need or suffer for food, clothing, shelter, education, or health care. No, because we have too much of a party taking care to make sure that that never happens. And so, ladies and gentlemen, hey, I don't mind telling you that the power that have taught me that if I was running for president today, even what I just told you, even though I know that it would bring you peace and prosperity and freedom and joy of life and the fulfillment of your dreams, even if I was running for president tomorrow, you wouldn't support it. The reason you wouldn't support it is because you haven't been taught anything about that. You want this, but you don't think this could happen. Well, I know many of you today, especially the women, know that this can happen. And many of you will support it. Very few men, because they got a problem with it. But ultimately, it is the only thing, or should I say, it is one of the only things that's connected with all of the other things that would brown this ball around so we the people can all experience paradise on earth. Now, it's not going to be, this is what I want to say. It's not going to be easy because the people are going to be at you. The people that are going to be at you don't know that they're threatening to you, or they want to be threatening to you, but they don't know that they're evil. They think what they're doing is righteous. They think that what they're doing is righteous. When you see Senator Graham stand before you and make a statement about one thing, turn around and make that statement again, but it's totally the opposite of the statement that was previously made, and made each one of them with sincerity, with the conviction of truth behind each of them. And actually, at each time, is actually meaning it. Actually, it doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference between the truth and the lie. It doesn't know the difference between righteous and unrighteous. The only thing that's truth and righteous is the thing that works for them. And it can hurt you as much as it hurts you. It doesn't matter. That's what makes it evil, when it doesn't have to be. In the plan of God's love, these same people that's wishing you out of this country, wishing you out of the body, wishing you dead, doing everything they possibly could to kill you, those same people would not have to suffer for food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, a career, and all of their dreams coming true, just like everybody else. They wouldn't have to suffer for anything. And all of the people that they've been oppressing wouldn't have to suffer for anything. But you know what? It's something that would not allow that to happen. But I want you to know, if you stand tall, the evidence that God is with you will be made known. Because whatever they do to cause you pain and suffering as a result of the action that you've taken, I guess, how can I say it to make you understand? It's like it's not happening to you. Others see it as if it is. That frightens them. It threatens them and keeps them from ever wanting to take that path. But the path that you're on, because it's a righteous path, because it's a moral path, the love of God absorbs whatever it's supposed to be coming, and you don't experience it. I'm telling you, this is actually true. This is actually true. This is an actual truth. So for an example, when they talk about Jesus on that cross, you hear people going, oh, he was suffering. Let me tell you something. That's because they are blind. They are totally blind. They could not see. Jesus wasn't suffering. Jesus was heavenly, right there in the midst of all that hell that everybody else was going through, thinking that kind of stuff, because they didn't know. They did not know and still don't know. And so that's why we're here. It's time that you know. So I'm going to call on all of these ladies that I've been hearing on social media, talking about stuff happening in Chicago, talking about stuff that's happening in Minnesota, talking about stuff that's happening in North Carolina, talking about stuff that's happening, this oppressive stuff, abusive stuff that's happening all over the country. And they're speaking with a voice of righteousness. They're speaking with a voice of truth. Yeah. Ladies, I want to commend you. Look, because you're saying the right things. The right spirit is with you. And I just want to commend you. Keep up the good work. So somebody can stand up like a Miss Green and tell the nation we're going to separate everybody and call we. Do you remember, white folks, when you hear black people say we're the chosen people of God, we are the mother race, that all of you guys came from us? You know how that offends you? I mean, it wouldn't offend you if you knew the truth. But based upon what you have been taught, it tears you up. It really tears you up. But that doesn't change a thing. And the truth of the matter is that you still want the same. And the only way you can get it is through the power of love. I'm telling you, whoever you are, if you're a hater, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a liar, you're a cheater, you're a murderer, whatever you want, you're only going to get it if you go the right way. Thank you.